What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. This is your midweek motivational video. I hope you guys are having an amazing week so far. I hope you guys are feeling less stressed now that half the week is out of the way and it is closer to the weekend. I know I am, and I always say this, like, some days can actually feel like the weekend for me, but for the most part, I want to kind of always maintain, um, you know, uh, business driven mindset, during the week, because I don't want to be too comfortable with having too much time. Well, I wouldn't say I have too much time because I'm always busy. But I don't ever want to get comfortable with being able to make my own schedule and then choosing to do less, if that makes sense. I want to always be like Monday through Friday. I always want to stay, business minded. But I also do that on the weekends too because I'm never off. Like, when you own your own business, you don't have days off. And even when you're off, you're not off, because you have to do everything. So, but I'm definitely blessed to be in this position. I really, really am. I love the fact that I can, just kind of juggle my days the way that I see fit and still get everything done, even if it's later on in the evening, late at night, or early in the morning. At the end of the day, I just have to do, in my opinion, my personal goal is to try to, get most of my videos and things out of the way early. But it's one of those things where when you're a content creator, and you're on YouTube, it's like you can get like 5 videos out of the way early and say your day is done. But if like a big movie drops or a big trailer comes out and it's like 8 o'clock at night, you're not really off. You have to be on it and you have to be accessible enough to do the reaction and to be on top of it because it's something that's hot. And you always want to make sure that you're on top of what's coming out and what's hot right now. So that's super important. But in any case, you guys, with that being said, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about being your worst enemy. Sometimes we can be our worst enemy. Sometimes we can sabotage ourselves, depending on where we are emotionally and mentally and physically. I feel like all of those things do tie into each other because it affects each and everything. Each thing affects the other. So if you are emotionally unstable or not in the right space, it causes you to either think too much or to worry too much, and then it becomes a situation where you are almost making up scenarios in your head about the what ifs to the point where you actually begin to believe it, and then you start physically feeling fear. You feel like, oh my gosh, like, I spent so much time this morning in my head and in my thoughts so much I can't even get out of bed. I'm so tired. I'm mentally drained. You hear a lot of people saying that they're mentally drained. But I guarantee you that a lot of the time, maybe even most of the time, people are mentally drained because they are overthinking. And when you are overthinking, part of that overthinking is you having thoughts about things that aren't even real, that aren't even happening at the moment. You are so far gone in the future, it's not even funny. And you are already causing yourself distress by the what ifs. It's like, one of those things where, like, I'm not a parent, I'm not a mother, but I have raised children since birth up until the teens, and even the 20s, and it's one of those things when they're young, you start to think about their future. Like, oh my God, I hope I'm doing the right thing. Being a parental figure in their life. Oh my gosh, what if they get older and they start drinking and they start smoking, and you have all these crazy thoughts in your head and the baby's only like 1 year old. Like those are things that take away the joy of what can be in your current situation and in your day. When you're in a job, when you're in a career and you are overthinking the work that you put out, you can actually sabotage yourself and either do too much or do less because you are so stressed about, you know, what you're doing or the lack of, like sometimes people get into positions where they overwork themselves to the point where they get sick, or they're just so tired that they're putting too much out there, when sometimes dialing back and just doing what you are asked to do is enough. And that's another thing, is that, feeling like you're not doing enough, feeling like you aren't enough is stress in itself. And I've been there before. I've been there before. But I've got to say, like, I've always known my worth, but I have been at a point in my life where I've questioned whether or not I was enough. And the answer was yes, but I overworked myself and went too far above and beyond to where it still wasn't appreciated. And I thought that going over above and beyond was something was going to get me noticed, or get who I am as a person noticed. And it didn't matter, because if the person or the people that you are trying to please, when you are overworking and overdoing it and going above and beyond to impress, is blind to your worth, it doesn't even matter how much you do, because they only see what they want to see. So, sometimes being the simplicity of doing exactly what it is that you are supposed to do is enough. And just understand that when you are being yourself, when you are doing what you are supposed to do with grace, when you are doing, and of course it does depend on certain situations, because sometimes, you want to be a person of giving and being helpful. And that's how I am. I'm a giver. I'm such a big giver, and I always want to help. I have such a big nurturing side of me. And I'm very, and it's to a fault, because sometimes I do it for people that don't deserve it. And I've done it for people that didn't deserve it. And I don't ever do anything in order to get something back. I don't, because I personally feel like, and you guys know, I believe in God, and I believe that, He is the center of everything that I do. And I am not ashamed to say that. And I do believe that regardless of what I get back when I give or when I help others, I don't expect people to give me things. I just know that my life feels good when I do good for others. I believe, and I have experienced my life elevating because of me being who I am and because I have helped people. I mean, I have been at a point where I have been in tears. I have had, moments of darkness in my life. I mean, even when I was at my darkest point in my life, I had people who were going through things, and I was gladly there for them with a smile on my face. That's the strength that I have in me. And it's true what they say, like, you never know how strong you are until strong is the only option you have. So, doing too much to the point where it is causing you emotional harm, mental harm, physical harm, is you being your worst enemy. You doubting yourself, you feeling like you aren't enough and then doing too much, or you feeling like you have to do more just because someone isn't saying thank you, or because someone doesn't need you. Like, I know we all kind of want to feel needed at some point, but we can't allow that to be put in the driver's seat. Because you don't always need a reason to do something good. And it's okay if people don't respond the way that you expect them to, because that's another thing, is that we expect other people to, like, we want to see us in other people, so prime example, like in relationships, there are partners who are a certain way to their significant other because that's what they want in return. But that's, everybody's different. You know, in a relationship, every person has their own love language. Just because, let's say I'm the type of person where I don't like to hold your hand, I don't like to hold your arm, I don't even like kissing you in public, but I shower you with gifts, and I, you know, you know, I behind closed doors, like I embrace you, and I love you, and I'm always there for you, and I support you. But you are the total opposite of me. And you can't expect me to be like you because that's not my love language. And it doesn't mean that I love you any less. It just means that that's not the way that I show my love. So, a lot of times when it comes to family, friends, whoever, we tend to get disappointed when we don't see ourselves in other people. And then we start to kind of wonder, well, why aren't they like that? Well, is something wrong with me? Am I doing too much? Then you start to question yourself. So I just want to encourage you guys, please be yourself. Be yourself. Stop looking for you to be in other people. Just do what your heart tells you to do. If you're a giver, give without looking to receive. If you are, a good ear for someone to talk to, just be there and be there to listen. You don't have to always respond, but never doubt your work. And I don't mean that just career-wise. I mean your work as a human, your work as a significant other, as a provider, as a parent, as a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a wife, a husband, whatever. Your work as a human is for you to be a good person, to do what is right, to help others, to do your part, as someone who is living this life, without any regrets and without any malice in their hearts, and I mean, sometimes it's easier said than done, but again, we can be our worst enemy if we allow that to happen. So I just want to encourage you guys to just believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't stress yourself out just because you don't see yourself in other people. It's okay. You do whatever it is that you have to do, because life will reward you for everything that you do that's good. No matter what. You can do your job at work, and if you don't feel like doing extra, then don't do extra. But that doesn't mean to do less than what you are supposed to do or what is expected of you. And it's okay to do a little bit more. It's okay to do a little bit more if it's to the benefit of whatever it is that you are doing that thing for. You understand what I mean? And everything is work. Just like you're in a relationship, and yes, you are supposed to be who you are. And for some people in relationships, sometimes if you're, too lovey-dovey or too affectionate, it's too much for them. Maybe they're not used to it. Maybe that's just not their thing. But you do it so much because you want it back. Don't do that. Just be who you are. Let them be who they are. And allow yourself to just be present in the moment. Don't worry about future stuff. And don't do that to yourself. And don't put yourself in a position to doubt yourself about something that hasn't even happened yet. Tomorrow isn't even promised. So focus on today. Focus on what you can control. Focus on the joy of having what you have here. I personally find joy in just being alive, just breathing, just being able to wake up to my significant other, just being able to smile with him and laugh with him, and sit at the table and eat with him, and be able to go for a car ride just to the gas station and back. I mean, that alone is a blessing, because there are people who leave their house that don't come back. Honestly. So enjoy the day. Don't be your worst enemy, you guys. Just stay positive, y'all. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you guys enjoy these videos. I will always keep them coming, because I know it helps at least one or two of you out there in the world. And for that, I am grateful. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.